show.
Thank you.
How about a drink?
Let's do it.
Hey, Felicia. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
First question. What are we drinking?
Can I get a poppy soda?
You can get a poppy soda.
Cheers.
Cheers, friend. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's get into this. First
Alrighty.
question.
Yes, let's talk about art.
Townie or transplant?
Townie since I was 2.5.
Okay, from?
From Kansas City,
Okay, yeah.
the Missouri side.
Okay.
I was born on the Kansas side, but came from the Missouri side.
Awesome, lots of transplants.
Yeah.
Yes, we are the you know,
Transplant state.
Pike speaker bust.
Yeah.
Let's all get there as fast as we can. Okay, when did art find you? And then follow up, when did you start to pursue it?
Well, art found me first as music.
Mm-hmm.
I was a more musically inclined child.
Mm-hmm.
I did like elementary school band and orchestra, and then into middle school band and orchestra, and I didn't really come into visual arts until I was in high school.
Okay, what did you play?
I played the clarinet and then I played the oboe.
Nice.
So I come from, my dad is a musician and one of my uncles is a musician, so I had more of a musical kind of upbringing background.
That was Emily too,
Yeah.
until she found fashion.
Right?
Yes.
I think that happens to women
Yeah.
also too. You know, you get to be high school, you get to
Yep.
be a certain age and you start playing with things like clothes and
Yeah.
it becomes like,
Yeah,
oh,
hers
a
was
creative
high school. I'm like,
expression.
this band thing is going to ruin my outfit.
Right. Just black and white,
Yeah.
black and white all the time, yeah.
Okay, so so high school, what did that look like when there was that transition?
So I started doing yearbook in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved doing yearbook.
Yeah.
And where I went to high school I went to SIVA, Charter High School,
Okay.
which was more arts focused and less music focused at the
Okay.
time. So I didn't have so much of a chance to be doing music.
Yep.
And so in yearbook, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is so fun. I loved everything about it. I liked taking pictures. I liked writing the captions. And in my specific high school yearbook class, there was a lot of ownership of this is your page or this is your spread. So you do all the photos, you do all of the captions, and you're responsible for this page.
Yeah.
And I just loved putting the whole story together of like, oh, this is French class, or this is band, whatever,
Yeah.
like other things that were going on, and just documenting
Yeah.
all of the stuff that was going on. It made it a really easy way for me as like a less outgoing person to like be in a lot of places at once.
Sure, yeah.
Because when you're behind the camera,
Yep.
it's like, oh, well, I'm here.
Yep.
I'm not actually here.
Yep.
So that like camera, like viewer lens was always like kind of like a little confidence boost
Oh, sure.
to me.
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
be like, oh, well, I can go to the dance because I'm taking pictures, and I can do this because I'm taking pictures, and
Yep.
it made me feel like I had a little bit more confidence
Yeah.
in being in high school, which
Yeah.
is
In a lot of
everyone's
intimidating
nightmare.
settings. Yes. Yeah.
so that's how art found me.
And then when did you start to pursue that as an adult?
I started to pursue that when I think it was my junior year of high school.
Okay.
The Art Institute in Denver came and did a presentation because high schools are constantly getting colleges coming to be like, come to our school, come to
Yeah.
our school. And for a couple of years, I had been loving yearbook, and I had been trying to figure out, what do I want to, I'm in high school, what do I want to do after high school, what do I want to do with my life? Music obviously was more of a side thing because of where I was going to school. I didn't really have a huge music program, and I was doing this yearbook thing that I was so in love with. And the Art Institute came and did a presentation talking about painting and drawing, and then they put up a magazine cover and graphic design like as the title, and I was like, there it is. And so they showed magazine spreads and magazine layouts and like publication design, and I was like, that's basically a yearbook.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a yearbook that you're doing all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that for the rest of my life.
Okay, so now let's get into what that looks like now.
Yes.
So every artist has a voice. You know?
Yes.
So walk us through what art looks like through your lens, like starting with your medium, and then kind of for you, what are you trying to say as an artist?
So my medium now is not as much graphic design. I feel like this graphic design to collage pipeline. I see a lot of people who have done graphic design move into collage, and sort of vice versa. I think a lot of
Sure.
people who do collage are also kind of drawn to design because I think they kind of have similar aspects to them, and collage is a big thing that I do now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that for me has come from, I did design as a job. I went to college, I got a design degree. I went and did design as a job. I worked in the arts as art administration, doing design and marketing for Cottonwood Center for the Arts. And eventually I have sort of come to the point where I don't want to be on my screen all the time. I don't
Sure.
want to be
Yeah.
looking at a computer all the time. Everything moves so quickly. Design moves so quickly. It moved quickly when I was doing it, and it moves even faster now. People want things so quickly. The turnaround and the human hours that are expected towards something that is going to come out quickly, it's becoming unsustainable for people.
Sure.
And so I can't keep up with doing that kind of thing. And I can't sit and look at a screen and be, doing the kinds of work that has to be done to be doing graphic design anymore. I don't think collage necessarily came from that, but I do think that there's a lot of crossover because it does have that sort of designy element to it of putting things together and, fitting in a puzzle, and also textiles. And there again, I have noticed a collage to embroidery pipeline and an embroidery to collage pipeline. A lot of people who make collages seem to then gravitate towards stitching on their collages. And a lot of people who do embroidery seem to gravitate towards creating stitched collages. And I think it has to be something with this putting pieces together.
Yeah, I see a lot of artists that will, come from a design background and then, become painters or muralists or whatever. But you see the influence both, like
Totally.
with typography, and I love artists that incorporate. I'm kind of obsessed with typography and seeing that overlap. But for you, for someone that's doing collage, what is really cool and unique, and I liken it to even Jamie that's using found items, is you're at the mercy of what things are.
Right.
Like you don't get to manipulate the thing, you just have to use that to make something new, but you can't change the something.
Right.
Like it becomes a whole collective of a new piece, but you're at the mercy of what it already is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of coming from design background is a lot of training in like graphic design school was, here is this set of elements, now create a cohesive composition with it. And so it's just that mentality of like putting a puzzle together. I
But
also
with
love like jigsaw
design,
puzzles and stuff.
You're able to change the weight and size and movement and everything. Like again, you were like at the mercy of what things are.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that though.
Yes.
In collage, because I get decision fatigue. Like I look at people who do digital collages and I think they're incredible, because I have tried to do digital collage and I get decision fatigue because I'm like, how big should this be? How small should this be? But when it's like, I have this flower to work with or this element to work with, it's like, that's it.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It either works or it doesn't work. And it's just, it takes all of the decision fatigue out of how big, how small, it just is.
Yeah. Well, and then elaborate on what are you trying to say?
I know what my message is, and like I know what I'm trying to say about things, but for me, especially with collage, the materials that I use are, to me, more important. They are more the message.
Oh, yeah, interesting, yeah.
Whatever the specific outcome is, probably because there's a limit to what it can be,
Yep.
it's not quite as important as the fact that everything that I have is found or trash or paper or something that's going to go away, going to biodegrade, going to be kind of a temporal kind of thing in it.
Yeah.
And so for me, I know what that is.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to be less like, this is the message about what it is.
Sure.
Because I think that the viewer's experience is just as important as my experience in it.
100%. Yeah.
And so it also makes it a lot easier for me to not judge myself so much when it's just
I think it's an important question, and I think it's one that deserves unpacking for all artists, because as artists, like, the thing they say over and over and over is, it is one thing for someone to like something you did. It's quite another for someone to like the body of work that you put, like your voice, your signature, your thumbprint.
Yeah.
But it also can be a double-edged sword, because I think a lot of times we feel this pressure of being artsy-fartsy and like, oh, what I'm trying to say, and and a lot of times we set ourselves up for failure because we're trying to force so much meaning into something. There was a show you did at Oric, I believe 2 years ago. Your husband helped do all the titles for them.
Oh,
and
yes.
It was like such an incredible marriage of these quirky titles and these quirky artwork, and it was amazing.
He helps me with everything.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so many of my pieces have working titles that I'm then like, I can't title it this. What is the title of this piece? And he's like, it's this. And I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what it is. Thank you.
I love it. But again, there is like this, that's what is so great about art, is that it is like an invitation. Right? You're looking at a portrait, or if it's a landscape, whatever. That's what it is, and it can, provoke emotion and all these things for sure, 100%. But when you're looking at more abstract work, like from the artist, like there might be like a lot of meaning behind that and everything. But also, like an artist can default to like forcing meaning, pushing meaning into it. But for the viewer, it means something completely different.
Right, exactly.
It's like an invitation to a meal that everyone gets to participate in.
It's a conversation.
It's the chef and
it's a conversation.
Yeah. When did that start for you?
Chelsea Boucher and I curated The Space, which was a mixed-use office gallery space on Tejon. And Becca had some collages there in 2021, I want to say right after the elections, that she had done of political mailers. And they were so gorgeous. They were these just minimal, abstract Becca Day collages. And I have always, always, always wanted to do collages. And I had seen people's crazy, surreal collages, and I'm not a painter. So to create the kind of just like surreal worlds and things, I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. So I took a class to learn how to make collages, because I was like, if I just do it, I'll force myself to do it. And that's how that happened. I was inspired by Becca Day.
Awesome. She's an inspiration.
She is.
Yeah. That's a good leadway to the next question. What and or who inspires you as an artist?
Well, my friends definitely inspire me as an artist. I have pretty much only art friends. If I have a non-art friend out there, hi, if you're a non-art friend out there, I love you too. It's just like all of my friends I went to art school, so many of us have been doing this for so long since we were children, whether or not it was just like doodling in class and that kind of thing. And I think people are drawn to each other. And I'm inspired by Dan's work ethic. And I'm inspired by Megan's beautiful style. And I'm inspired by Becca's whimsy. And I'm inspired by your like colors, and just, you were talking about your fingerprint. Everybody has their own like unique fingerprint, and people who really like know their style and really lean like fully into that super inspire me, because I've spent so much time trying to figure out what my style is and like who I am as an artist and what direction I wanted to go in, because I wasn't in administration for so long. And so I've seen so much, it's like impossible to not be inspired.
Well, and I think for people that don't know who you are, don't quite get like the weight of what you're saying, because I mean, you have been in like the deep end of artists. I mean, like like swimming with the cool kids. I mean, you get to see. I mean, how many at the peak when you were there? How many artists were at Cottonwood? At
Cottonwood, oh my gosh, there's 100 studios. And so studios
and students
full, and students.
I mean,
and events. And you know, First Fridays. It was hopping. It's hopping now. They
so
have
50
stuff
to 100 regular artists that you're like interacting with daily. And then a couple hundred artists that are in and out at any time, whether it's a student or a solo show or event.
And it really gets you out in the community, because when you are working in an organization, you are working with other organizations. So, you know, Cottonwood is working with Oric, and they do like class overlaps, and then like Oric works with you and with Primer, and you know, Oric works with different businesses downtown. One of the offices, the office that Chelsea and I used to curate, Oric now curates. So it's this huge network of people. So it's like, it's kind of impossible to not just be inspired by the people who are here and the people who are working and moving and pushing. I think people who don't know would be surprised. And I've heard that. I've heard from people who have come here who have said, it's not like this everywhere. And that's always so nice to hear.
There's a couple things that I'd piggyback on that. I remember when Cottonwood started. It was over at the park.
Under the bridge,
It was the first of its kind here in the Springs.
Totally.
And pretty damn special. But for the time, I mean, there's just nothing like that existed. I mean, Abby was just kind of shortly after scratching the surface of her first gallery under the bridge there. So there was a lot of new. And for people that are like entering the art world door right now, to know like what has been forged and paved and plowed down in a short amount of time is extraordinary. And so like
15 years.
We gotta give so much credit to, you know, all the people at Cottonwood and to
Chris
Abby and Gundy
and Sparky
to,
and Abby and Gundy.
Valerie, that have like, they, again,
I knew this was going to be a big ad for everybody else. I was like, I can't come in here as a former marketing director and curator and be like, yeah, let's just talk about me. When it really is.
But it is special. I mean, if we're talking about community, all these people, and again, I think a lot of times we're like, okay, we've got here because of decades and decades and decades of work, and it's constantly growing. But Colorado Springs was very stagnant for a long time, and art was just this. It was Garden of the Gods, Pikes Peak, and Wolf, you know, and that's what it was for years. And these people that said, no, we're going to, you know, focus on voices and make room for people to breathe and experiment and, you know, different, you know, outside of the tourist box. And then, in addition to that, what has been really remarkable is just in the last 5 years, how artists have just come out of the woodwork. I mean, it's been quite extraordinary.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Like, I came here from Denver. I met my husband in Denver. I did a 2-year AmeriCorps contract in Denver. And then we moved back down here because my family is here and his family is here. And that's when I got the job at Cottonwood. And like, since we moved back here, it just, everything has just exploded. And I would not go back to Denver.
It's also really unique too, because I feel like everyone has their COVID story, right? But it's been a COVID story every year since, right? It's been the hardest
Right.
6
Right.
years, for artists, art in our town to keep pushing forward,
Yeah.
I feel like is a testament to the gatekeepers, the founders, the artists, the community. It's a pretty special place
Yeah.
to be. How does art affect other parts of your life?
I don't know that there are any other parts of my life, Clay Ross. I don't really know if there are, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you were talking about Michael helping me with titles. Like,
Yeah.
he does all of my framing. We
Yeah.
do all of my framing. We have a wood shop in our garage. I'm here with
Yeah.
y'all, and it's so great.
Yeah. It's the air you breathe.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
I went to school, to college, thinking that I was going to do something, and it has gone in such a completely different direction. It's crazy
Yeah.
to be asked that question and think, oh, I probably was thinking I was going to be, maybe a musician on the side and do this, that, and the other. And now it's like, no, this is the
This
thing
is
that
who
I do.
Yeah, and it's
This is
not
the
just
thing that I do.
It's not just the thing you do. It's who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Artist
it's-
have to art.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what I want to help other people do. It's
Yeah.
what we want to help other
Yes,
people do.
absolutely.
So.
What is your favorite and your least favorite part about the creative process?
The really great zone, when you're in the zone and things are like, ooh, and then you look at it and you're like, wait, did I do that? And my least favorite part is when you're not in the zone, and you're absolutely not in the zone, and you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing I've ever done, and I've completely peaked, and I will never do anything good ever again, and that's it.
It's the pinnacle. I'm scared to start the next piece. Yeah.
My favorite part
Yes.
is both when my brain goes, ooh, and when my brain goes, ooh.
I think a lot of that's so funny. I think it's a lot of times it ends up most often creating some really beautiful things. But I think a lot of people will. Sorry, this is going to be hard because I feel that so hard. But someone will do something and you're like, this is it. I'm so proud,
Right?
And,
I've peaked.
Yeah, and then it's you don't want to piggyback on that. So then you got to switch it up. I got to go a completely different direction.
Totally.
If it's a cityscape, then I'm like, oh, I better do a portrait because I can't, I got to mix it up because I'm afraid.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
That's why I have multiple mediums.
Yeah.
Because if I can get really burnt out.
Yep.
There have been so many times when I've been doing something and I say, oh, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this process again. I hate this. I hate this. And then a year later or, 2 years later, it's like, hey, what about? And it's like, fine, I will do that thing again, that thing that I said I was never going to do, that I hate and flash burned.
And you said the zone
Yes.
is a favorite, but I would imagine, and not trying to put words in your mouth, but I would imagine the discovery for you. So I think there's a lot of people, I'm a little bit like this. My daughter, especially when she was younger, she just collected everything. Oh, I'm going to do something. Oh, this is my thing. And she just had so much junk, It was her treasures because she's going to make something with it.
Yes.
And that's wonderful. For you, for Jamie, he does all found, upcycled type, I would imagine that for you, when you're flipping through a book or a magazine or something this, discovering something that this could be cornerstone.
Yeah.
This could be a little flavor, whatever it would be quite special for you.
Yeah, because when I do a lot of prep, where I just go through and cut things out and I try not to think about it, where I'm like, that's a person that I might use, that's a color that I might use, that's a book, that's, a picture of a dog, then I have them organized into
Of course you do.
things, folders,
Of course you do.
because I do. And so it's really going through and being like, oh, the image has come together. And I'll take it in and show my husband before I've cut anything out and finalized anything. And I'll be like, look at this. And it's just a pile of scraps. And he's like, I don't know what this is supposed to look like. And I'm like, but it's gonna be
It's going to
amazing.
be, yeah.
Don't you know it's gonna? Can't you see it? And he's
I
like,
love it.
I will see it when it's finished.
Yeah, let me know. Do you have a label maker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
They're not labeled though. They're not labeled.
So does Emily. Years ago, my daughter, she saw all of Emily's, like everything's labeled, and she discovered this label maker. Like, oh, so she's gonna organize her room. So she
Totally.
goes to her room, and she is more like me, like the least I mean, I like chaos. It's just,
Yeah.
I want a mess. It's glorious. I want to bask in the glory of everything that is mess. And that's how she operates. But she thought this was a cool little gadget. So she
Totally.
went to organize her room, and on her drawers of her little desk and area, she labeled everything. So it was
Everything.
like paper, pens, and then every other drawer, etc., etc., etc. They're labeled though.
Hey, you know, she had 2 very organized drawers
Yeah.
and then miscellaneous.
Yeah. What do you feel are the main roadblocks for being an artist?
It's definitely that, like, that ick voice. The
Oh, yeah.
voice that is like, oh no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is
You're
this
not
is
an artist.
ridiculous.
You're an
Why are
imposter.
you doing
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants this.
Yeah.
Like, this is literal trash.
Yeah.
This is literal trash. Nobody,
Yeah.
nobody wants to pay for your trash.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, somebody asked for this.
Yeah.
You know, somebody is, you know,
Yeah.
wants this.
It's a loud
trash.
voice though.
It's so loud.
Yeah.
And I watch so many of these that other people have done to lead up to it, and I feel like every single one, every single
Oh, sure.
person said, like,
It's
that
my favorite
nasty
part about
voice.
artist
It's
talks.
that nasty voice.
Because like every artist, when there's a talk, we're all just insanely awkward.
Yeah.
And then we're all like, it's so funny how often it comes out of our mouths. Like, I feel like such an imposter.
Every single
You
one
know?
of us.
Yeah.
Every single one of us. And it's like, I'm not a painter. So I'll be like, well, you're not a painter. And people, you know, people just want paintings, so you should be a painter.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, every single painter is looking at themselves going, everyone's a painter, so I have to paint more like this or more like that. And going back to the fingerprint thing, it's like, we need to be painting more like ourselves. I need to be making more trash collages and not being like, why am I not a painter? Because that's not accomplishing anything.
Well,
so that is my main
yeah.
roadblock. It's absolutely the opposite of creation. It's just,
But I think there's good reason for that. Like
Negative.
if you're taking like Bob Ross class, this is how you do art and this is how you do, you know, and you have a, you know, a lineup of all the students and you're like, oh, this one's better and this did this one, and,
Yeah.
you know, there's like objective feedback there.
Right.
But for artists that are creating something new, there's no like, this is what it was supposed to look like.
Exactly.
It's like the artist did something for the very first time in history.
Right.
Like it's creating something new. And so it's very much this like, oh, well, did I do something wrong? That
which is
makes
why
sense.
I've been trying so much to take my own opinion out of it
Yeah,
and just
that's good.
make the thing.
Just make the thing. I love your studio neighbor, what Becca says about like I'm not like trying to say a thing. I'm trying to do the thing. Like,
Right.
like the making is what I'm trying to accomplish. You know, of course, like the outcome, you want something beautiful and meaningful and all these things, but like that for her, that's not the main goal. Again, it's not that that's not important, but for her, like the doing, like the getting lost in it, the feeling, the creating, like for her, that is the whole kit and caboodle.
And I think
Yeah.
that's so important
Yeah, for
because it also lets, I think, people who may not consider themselves to be artists, like have a little bit more freedom with the idea of maybe that they are an artist,
Yeah.
or that they could be an artist. Because it's like, if you were less concerned about, the outcome, and more concerned about, how did I feel making this? You know, did I enjoy this? Did I release something?
Yeah.
You know, what was accomplished? It makes it more accessible,
Yeah.
I think, to people.
It's been fun, whether someone's just live painting for First Friday or we're out in the alley and there's a bunch of us painting together. I think it really gets us back to that. Like, it gets us, you know, I think sometimes in solitude we're painting and we're like, oh, is this going to work or whatever. But when we're out there just painting and doing the thing, like we get laughing and clown around and we get really focused and it's really fun, and we forget. We stop listening to the voice because we're just doing the thing, and the thing's so much fun.
Yes, the voice goes away.
The voice goes away.
Everybody's just a little kid who wants to color pictures, really. In the end, that's what we are. We're just little kids who want to color pictures.
Yes. Okay, friend, we plowed through that.
Alrighty.
So this is the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This is the time that you turn to the camera, to all those people out in that video world, who you are and where they can find you.
Hello, I'm Felicia Kelly. You can find me here at the Lookup Gallery or at Art Gallery in Colorado Springs, or you can find me online at FeliciaKellyArt.com.
Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
More gardening.
I didn't even talk about birds. Not a single bird was mentioned.
Shoes out, shall we? Come on, everybody. Look at that.